Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Fulcrum Coffee's Myanmar Oat Twin Village. I'm really excited to bring this coffee to you. I'm going to quickly kind of talk about how I'm describing it, and then I want to share a bit more about this coffee because I have some extra information that's really fun. So, as I mentioned before, I like to give my coffees kind of a compound description that really describes what the whole taste experience is like. You can also see the sort of notes and descriptions that the roasters give as well, so you can get a good whole experience about what is possible. So I call this chocolate fig bar, and my description of that is syrupy fruit sweetness dances with rich chocolate body. Really excited to be showing off Fulcrum Coffee in the box. I've been working with them for some time, and it's nice to be able to have their coffee now and have it in the box. And with this Myanmar, I don't think, to my knowledge, before having this coffee, I don't think I'd had coffee from Myanmar. I know that Conduit Coffee also has a Myanmar coffee, so there's some good stuff starting to come out of there. And what I want to do is just share with you a little bit of this story and description that Fulcrum shared with this coffee. And this is a picture of the farmers as well. So Myanmar Oat Twin Village. At the top here, this is their description. Syrupy and sweet with complex berry, tropical fruit, and chocolate notes. For the welfare of our village. Myanmar's Oat Twin Village is comprised of 37 members who work to support the basic needs of contributing families. They donate the profit they make from selling coffee to the village monastery and medical clinic. When we get a higher profit, we will use it for the welfare of the village, the farmers say. Myanmar coffees have traditionally been a challenge to procure. The country is suffering from an ongoing civil war, limiting their access to the Katui cultivar that the Southeast Asian nation typically produces. Fulcrum is forming a partnership with the Oat Twin Village farmers. It's an alliance that transcends geopolitical borders. We'll continue to buy these specialty micro-lots, supporting the Danu people and helping to develop the local economy in this historically war-torn area. So it's really cool seeing the good stuff that coffee is doing for people in the world. I mean, the people that make up, that grow and develop and produce all the coffee that we enjoy are people just like these people in lives and existences that are really difficult, I think, for us to wrap our heads around. It's really great to see a company like Fulcrum supporting the people of Myanmar, supporting the farmers in this village, and bringing also just some really good coffee to us to enjoy. We're going to go ahead and brew up the Myanmar, this, as I call it, chocolate fig bar. Before we do that, we're going to give it a nice little smell of the aroma. This coffee, in aroma compared to the other two, extremely different. There's a very distinct, pungent, sweet smell to it. It's almost like what I was going for in smell, because it reminds me a lot of fig bars aromas, which is partly how I get to the fig bar. It's also that in taste, but it also makes me think of bourbon. It's a really bourbony, sort of winey aroma just from the coffee itself. Really delicious and rich smelling. So this is going to be fun to dive into. I'm going to go ahead and brew that up on the Kalito wave, and then we'll be right back and have a fun taste. And we're back. We've brewed up the Myanmar Oat Twin Village, or as I call it, chocolate fig bar. Now, when I was doing this originally, I really just wanted to call it fig bar because it reminds me of fig Newtons. It's one of the things I love about this coffee is how startlingly sweet it smells. It did in the bag and it does on the brew. It just has this rich sugar aroma. So I really wanted to call it fig, but there's this undeniable element of chocolate that's also running through there. So I couldn't ignore that. But chocolate fig bars seem to fit really well. It'd be interesting to make some chocolate fig bars and have them alongside this coffee. Now, this is technically a light roasted coffee, but wow, that first sip is sweet. I can taste a lot on it. I think that, well, the roast level is relatively arbitrary. I try not to pay attention too much to that these days because there's just so much, like the richness and depth of this coffee and the tastes are just so different from the other two. It doesn't really matter what the roast levels are. But yeah, right off the bat, lots of like sugary fruit sweetness. You could see that as a fig bar easily. I mean, I see it as a fig bar. Syrupy is a really good description as well. It's got this kind of thickness to it. But I could also see this as like a berry compote of some kind, like thick berry fruit syrup that you put on pancakes or something like that. Yeah, I could see that as well. The main sort of aspect of it that really sings out to me is the sugar, the fruit sugar, and that sweetness. As it cools, the chocolate is going to come out. It's an interesting to see the fruit is speaking more when it's hotter, but as it cools, I know this is actually the last of this coffee that I have that I'm drinking right now because I've been going through it because it's so delicious. I know that the chocolate comes out as it cools, and it's a good dark chocolate. It's good thick dark chocolate, and you can taste the fruit sugar as well. The fig chocolate fig bar. This is a really delicious coffee. I'm really excited to see how it progresses over the years, because it sounds like Fulcrum is going to be continuing to work with these farmers, with this village for some time now. And just judging by, I think that picture will come out on the video perhaps, but the equipment and the techniques they're using to process look, just at a glance from this picture, look like they're pretty good. So I think that they're getting some good help in elevating the quality of their coffee, and then they have people like Fulcrum to get their coffee out there. So really delightful treat, this coffee. So that is Fulcrum's Myanmar Oat Twin Village, or as I call it, chocolate fig bar. You'll get 4 ounces of this coffee along with the 2 others in this month's Coffee Lovers box. You have until the end of day September 29th, 11:59 p.m., that's Pacific time, to order this box. You'll see a timer on the page. If you're watching this on the page where you order the Coffee Lovers box, you'll see that timer. Once that timer hits 0, you can't order this box anymore, because after that, we'll be roasting all the coffee and packaging all the boxes and shipping everything out at once to make sure that you get the coffee at its freshest. You can order this as whole bean. You can also order it ground. You'll see all those details on the order page. Coffee Lovers box is $22, and that includes free shipping to the US. You can also save a little bit and subscribe monthly at $20 a month. Thank you so much for your interest, and I hope you enjoy this month's Coffee Lovers box.